On today's Question of Faith, what are our highlights for the year 2023? Hey everybody, this is Question of Faith. I am Mike Hayes. I'm the Director of Young Adult Ministry in the Diocese of Cleveland.
And I'm Father Damian Ferentz, the Vicar for Evangelization.
I'm Father Eric Garris, Vocation Director.
I sound like a sportscaster, and you guys sound like NPR. That's great.
That was intentional. I've decided
Exactly.
that perhaps this day
That's a good idea.
I would speak as if I were on National Public Radio.
Go ahead. Yeah, you're free. You're free to do so.
I think I just did.
Yeah.
Yes. It's always very good for you to sound like that.
Thank you.
You are welcome. So
The whole time?
Perhaps, colleagues, perhaps.
Just go. This is supposed to be short, and we're belaboring nonsense.
What is the question of this?
what was your highlight for the year 2023?
Wonderful question at the end of the year. Why don't we begin with Father Eric?
So introspective.
Is this the end or the beginning of the year?
Oh, that's a good question.
Ooh, is this the end or the beginning? Is this the Alpha or the Omega?
Well,
all right. If you're gonna, we're just gonna. I think so. I've been in my role as vocation director for about a year and a half.
Yeah,
and have been learning and all of that and trying to figure things out. But I look back on the year, and a tremendous joy was the luncheon that we have with the new men and the bishop to have like, all right, here are the 11 guys. I worked with them all year, and now you're in. You know, so like there's a lot of work that goes into accompaniment and journeying and discernment and walking with people and all that. But to be like, there's a sense of finality, like, all right, this is completed. You are now in formation.
There you go.
That was pretty sweet. That was pretty good. Yeah.
Very nice.
And how about you, Mr. Hayes?
You're not going to keep the spit up.
I'm not going to break character the entire show.
We will try to do so.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Are you going to do the sports like highlight Mike Hayes coming at you? Here's what we got here. Mike Hayes this year had blah.
Let me tell you, it was a really rock and roll kind of year.
There you go.
Yeah, no, for me, speaking of sports, for me, the softball league, I think, was the highlight for me. I mean, I was really surprised that, we decided to put this league together, and I was like, well, I mean, we'll have 3 or 4 teams at the most. We ended up with 8 teams, 150 people or so playing, and I got my, umpiring gear back on and did some of that, which was great. But yeah, I think people really had a great time doing it, and it was every Sunday in the summer. And if you had told me that I would have to give up every Sunday in the summer and go out and spend like 5 hours out in the hot sun, I would have said, yeah, no. But it brought me a lot of joy, and I think I learned a lot more about the young adults in the diocese than I had before. So it was really a lot of fun, and for me, it was really good. And we're going to do it again, so it was great.
It was truly a spectacular success.
Well, and it gave you I always like listening to the podcast at the end, and you would give the little
roundup.
Yeah, the roundup. I felt like it was
a wonderful roundup.
It truly was. What a wonderful roundup.
It was sort of the old guys still got it too. One of those things where I haven't done that kind of broadcasting now in almost 30 years. I guess.
No, that's cool.
It's almost as if once you learn to ride a bike, you don't forget.
Correct.
So it's like riding a bicycle, is it not?
One could make such a bold metaphor and speak in metaphorical language. And this is
and Father Ferentz.
We're here with Father Damian Ferentz. Father Damian, hey, tell us what your highlight of the year was.
What are you, a top 40s disc jockey?
Sure.
From the 1970s.
Well, my highlight would be the Eucharistic Revival endeavors in general. I'm thinking in particular of Holy Thursday Pilgrimage. I'm thinking of the ballpark masses. I'm thinking of the youth mass and rally that we held down at Cleveland Public Auditorium. All 3 of those events that I just mentioned are part of a greater event, which we would call the Eucharistic Revival, which has been going on. So if I had to name one thing, that would be the one thing. And I know there's 3 components to it. So please forgive me for being Trinitarian in my response to this question.
Do I have to forgive you for the way that you're talking?
Yes, maybe after. After we're done recording.
Right,
but keep in mind, we're not just recording audio here, Father Garris. There's also video.
Right. And the rules apply you're on camera. Sit straight up.
Yeah,
Be mindful of your movements.
Pardon my posture. I wasn't sitting up straight.
Yeah, you were kind of leaning there.
I was leaning.
Like the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Yeah.
So I think
Which is beautiful.
Beautiful.
By
It
the
truly
way,
is
in its
an
own way.
architectural feat.
Is
Yes.
it though?
Yeah. Yeah, that it's still up. I mean, like, it started collapsing, and then now it's
Just
working.
stopped.
Yeah. There is a cool, back to, like, the New Year. I know
Yeah.
that we're doing, like, a highlight, but...
Yes.
But people, do you do New Year's resolutions? Is that
I don't know.
something?
Do you?
I'm asking you, what are you, questions with questions now? This is a no spin zone. Do you do a New Year's resolution? Will you do one this year?
Perhaps.
Okay. Mike?
Yeah, I usually do one. So, yeah, God willing, I will be ordained to the diaconate in May, God willing, of course. But I'd like to look nice in ordination, so I'm going to try to lose somewhere around 50 pounds.
That's good.
Whoa! Don't lose it too quickly. You can have back problems.
Correct.
Yeah. I'm going to try and make an effort to cut screen time.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Do you have that app on your phone? The
I
Screen
do.
Time app?
Every Sunday, like, it tells me, like, hey, you've spent this many hours a day looking at your phone. I'm like, I don't need to do that. Especially, like, watching. There's this priest I know, Father Damian. He'll send me videos, and I'll watch those.
Some people express their love through gifs and memes.
Yeah, and reels and all that. But I also
Stories.
know it's very easy just to get out of reality for me and to enter into that. So,
Very nice.
yeah.
Well,
You
As
just
you-
broke character a little bit.
I did not break character.
Now
wait.
you are. Now he's getting pointy. You're not a cool
No,
composer.
no.
Oh no.
We're back.
And we're back.
So as you know, I will be moving down to the Cathedral rectory
Yes.
in the next few days, in fact. And since I won't have that long commute, my regular routine was to pray my rosary on the shoreway on the way in. It afforded me between 18 and 20 minutes of prayer in my car. But now I have to figure out, well, if I'm not driving that particular day, where do I pray my rosary? And I like to move when I pray. So perhaps I'll take walks through downtown Cleveland. Maybe on a very snowy and windy day, I'll walk the staircase.
I was going to say the steps here would be one of your things.
Yes.
And the steps at the cathedral.
Yes.
Also true.
Yeah.
We're neighbors. in
We're
the
neighbors.
Fourth floor of the cathedral.
Won't you be my neighbor?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is he a good neighbor?
We haven't.
We don't know yet.
Yeah. Time will tell.
Did you have your house meeting?
It was canceled.
Well, we got an email just
Ah.
summarizing points.
Very nice.
I didn't read it. I don't remember receiving it.
Oh.
Hmm.
So, a reminder, folks, check your emails.
That's right.
Why do you think people speak this way on certain radio shows? Is it to calm the listener down?
I used to work at a public radio
You
affiliate
did?
when I was in college, yes.
Say more.
And we were told that we were not to be intrusive to the listener. Let them absorb the words that they're hearing.
I see. Father Garris would be a good example of intrusivity. I think I'm being non-intrusive as I speak to you.
It's
all.
very Terry
Right.
Gross of you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just feel so relaxed.
If you had to describe your feeling as a color, what color would it be?
Probably lush, a lush color of red.
That's interesting. And if you had to describe your feeling,
These are
this
supposed to be
point-
a short podcast today.
just one more.
We're still doing okay. Yeah.
Please, we're fine. Would you please describe how you feel as an animal?
Oh,
Yeah, what
from dangatang, orangutan, donkey, like a donkey orangutan mixture.
Another intrusive.
Donkey, yeah.
Yeah.
Golden Retriever.
Golden retriever. Yeah,
Oh.
I'm always like
I think you're a little more aggressive than a golden retriever.
Yeah.
Although extroverted for sure.
sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're probably
Like
like
short
a-
attention span theater is what I was thinking. You know, Golden Retriever's like ball, 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 this ball, this ball,
right.
where's the ball?
Labrador. Yeah.
I've never done that before. Just
Yeah. I hope never again.
soothing to the listener.
Hey, thanks for having me on, guys. This has been great.
Wait, I
So-
think we have one more topic to discuss.
We have two, actually. We have a church search.
Oh.
And so I know the other night, Father Damian, you
Yes.
went out to the live nativity at St. Aloysius. Can you tell us what you saw there?
Well, we began outside in the courtyard area where I spotted a live cow, and next to it, the cutest of lambs,
Glad the cow was live, just saying that.
Yeah.
then a donkey, and then a camel. And then the children put on a live pageant, a live nativity, which was just warming to the heart, endearing, if you will. And then we made our way into the church, and then there were some youth dancers who, again, were celebrating the Lord's birth and telling the story in a way that, again, touched not just the intellect, but also the heart.
Your video was quite entrancing of that.
Entrancing.
Oh, the one that was on the YouTubes.
Yes, I think.
Sister Jane sent that to me, and then I shared it with the rest.
Very
So
nice.
I cannot take credit for the video, but I can take credit for sharing what was received.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. Have you been to St. Aloysius, Father?
I have been to St. Aloysius. So my classmate is the presbyteral moderator. I think that's his term. But I was there a number of years ago for some event. I remember having a meeting there, and I know they have the banners with the various Black Catholic saints, right? Is that St. Aloysius?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Recently refurbished, too.
They have a beautiful baldacchino in the middle of the sanctuary,
Yes.
and it says, "And the Word was made flesh," but in Latin. So,
Verum
Verum
cum factum est.
yes.
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 And then our readings for the Feast of the Holy Family.
Yeah.
One of my favorite times of the year. Also, by the happy feast day to Sagrada Familia here in Cleveland, where I'm doing Field Ed. So
right.
this is their feast day.
And Holy Family Parma and Holy Family
Family
Stowe.
Correct. I was just at Holy Family Stowe for a conference as well the other day. And
Stowe rhymes with no.
Yeah. And
go,
snow.
And go,
Many things.
which is what we're trying to do.
And show.
I
And
always,
show, yes.
I've preached the homily before that they're the Holy Family, they're not the perfect family. And obviously you have two perfect people in there. You got Jesus, you got Mary, but old Joseph is not always perfect. So we all experience difficulties in family life. We're not called to be perfect, we're called to be holy.
Although, Father Eric, it is true that Mary and Jesus were without sin, one might also say that their lives weren't perfect, because someone who thinks a life is perfect may think of it without suffering. But both our Lord and Our Lady experienced terrible suffering. So I think that's a good reminder when it comes to the life of holiness. It also includes a life of suffering
Within the family.
Absolutely.
within the family. And that doesn't mean you're bad or God has abandoned you. It actually could mean God is with you in his suffering and wants to share it with you.
Sometimes more of the deeper moments that you have with God come when you're suffering, you know?
True.
And families. I mean,
And yes, also true. I was going to say, I could pick up from there on the Feast of the Holy Family one year. My father and I had a terrible fight to the point that my father was like, "Don't come back." And I went into my parish and I felt like the homily was made just for me about divisions in families and everything else. I walked over to the St. Joseph statue at St. Paul the Apostle, New York, and I called my father right from the statue and said, "Dad, I was wrong. You are right." And I was. I was like, "I have no right to tell you how to live," which is what I was trying to do. And I said, "I'm standing in front of the St. Joseph statue, and you are my father." And I said, "So I'd like to come and see you tomorrow, and let's just have a day together." And he said, "Okay, let's do that." And so I was like, "Okay, fight's over. Good."
sure.
But it was really, I walked into the church in tears over it. And by the end of Mass, everything was fine again. After the conversation, of course.
Right.
But yeah,
That's a holy family.
but it's a holy family, right? Not
Certain-
without problems.
Certainly the Lord doesn't wish suffering upon us, but it
course
is
not.
part of our existence, and it doesn't have the final say. The
Right.
resurrection does.
Indeed.
So hold fast. Wait on the Lord.
Amen. So, Father Damian, did you enjoy your Terry Gross-like voice?
Well, it was a different experience. I will probably never do this again, but I'm glad that I did it once.
Yeah, me too.
Listeners, you can write in and say if you'd like to have Father Damian in this voice every podcast.
Yeah, why don't
we can take like a poll?
I don't think we need that sort
give
of
them your
feedback.
cell phone number so they can call you and let you know what they think.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's 1-911-468. Cheese.
Cheese. That'd be 2. I don't know.
I thought you were going to go with 8675309.
That's right.
That's,
That might be a real
Good Gen
number.
Xer that you are.
that's Jennifer's number.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, Happy New Year coming up.
Happy New Year.
Hope your Christmases were well. I didn't say that earlier. And,
Yeah, it's still in the octave,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Merry Christmas.
So Merry Christmas.
I'm not sure I'll be able to stay awake for the new year.
And happy feast to the Holy Family. And we'll have this and a whole lot more next time on Question of Faith.